Hello, hello everyone, my name is Pt.2 and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition here in the, this is the White Palace? Blue Palace? White Palace? Some palace in Helm Shral. Blue Palace is Skyrim. This is the White Palace. Anyways, so we've pretty much met with everyone. We caught up with Morrigan, turned in some incriminating evidence to Liliana. The only person we really haven't talked to is... what's her name? What is it? Duchess Florian?
You have such beautiful hair, Commander. Thank you.
Cullen's getting hit on by everyone and he does not like it.
My dear Maximilian, it took 4 chevaliers.
Okay, so... our court approval's pretty high at the moment.
Officer over there. You'll never get to talk to him. He wouldn't even dance with the Comtesse d'Argent.
Assuming you're talking about Cullen. Also, I'm pretty sure I brought Cole with me. I haven't found him anywhere. Not sure where he's hiding out. Cassandra's still over here. Let's go have a look at the servants' quarters, see what we can find around there. Because we know elves have been going, or servants have been going missing, but it's Briala's spies.
This could be worth checking out.
Yeah, you think? I didn't bring Cole, I brought Cassandra, okay.
Someone will be held accountable for this.
Now why did Vivian mention Cole?
Must be the elves Briala's people are looking for.
I wonder how well we'll do with no armor. I can probably just switch it out, but I don't want to worry about that.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This man was a Council of Herald's emissary. Curious to find him here.
Is that the Chalon family crest? What have you been up to, Gaspard?
Time to have a word with the Duke. Venatori agents! That must be the Venatori leader.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to I mean, they're pretty squishy. They don't seem to be doing a lot of damage. I can at least equip my staff. Do I have to be wearing this uniform when I'm inside?
Venatori were watching this approach. They're organized.
Well, we know that the assassination of Empress Celine is what led to one of the things that led to Corypheus taking over. So yeah, I guess they'd be involved in this. That's like one of their key parts of their plan. Question is, who's they're in? Jeshavis. Work with me, mouth. Mother of Orlais, it is said we owe much to the Sons of Betrayal. 3 brothers were charged with girding against the Imperium in weight, and in mourning Andraste, we tribes of the Crescent willingly bartered diversity for solidarity. Tevinter would not be defeated in Our Lady's lifetime, but we would be balanced against for lifetimes to come. While a son of betrayal named the fields Orlais, it was Jeshavis, his wife, who shaped us what we are. Her hatreds were older, bound to tradition. All our hatreds were abandoned so we could call strangers kin, and stand as one against the Imperium. Greater her spite for how necessary the cost, because she knew we had a choice in that day. But we had a choice in that day, or no choice the next. She brought the marriage that wed tribe within tribe, but promised an untold vengeance of her own. If we stand against outsiders, we stand for ourselves. We would not suffer the rule of Almari, son or no son of betrayal or profit. Gustavus pled brother against brother in turn, then named both his partners in crimes against faith. With artful turns, she invited invasion, then crafted rebellion against the court she inspired. Brother would kill brother and be killed in turn, 2 liberations that she would then own. 8 generations before the Empire, before Dracon, here were the seeds of elegance to come. Gustavus, twice married to sons of betrayal, twice widowed, first chieftain born from us, what would become true Orlais. We would venerate faith in the beauty of sacrifice, with daggers well hidden but well within reach. It is true we owe much to the sons of betrayal, for they were the tools that a master cast down. Let others claim credit for birthing the nation. Gustavus claims nothing and gave us the game. Text translated from, oh god, Georgia? Jethvis, a highly romanticized account of the first I don't know how to pronounce that. Or female chieftain of the unified Syrian tribes of Orlais. The region and people would later coalesce under Dracon into the modern nation of Orlais. Many culturally distinct communities were forcibly merged during the rule of Mapreth and his sons, ostensibly to create more efficient barriers against the likelihood of a Tevinter return to conquest. The effects of this relocation can still be observed in many Orlesian, Navarran, and Free Marches traditions. Great Apartments. This wing once served as home away from home for members of House of Valmont's 4 cadet branches, but it has fallen to disuse since Emperor Florian's reign. The late Emperor would not allow relatives more distant than his siblings into the Winter Palace. For years, the entirety of the Grand Apartments was closed off.
Fancy meeting you here. Shouldn't you be dancing, Inquisitor? What will the nobility say?
No doubt there's a line of people breathlessly waiting for dances with me.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. You clean this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
He was dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke, but you don't seem to be doing his dirty work. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
What do I have to give you in exchange for this army of spies?
Help me, help our people. I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
More politics and double-dealing. Is there anyone here who is not corrupt?
There is so much conniving and backstabbing here. Makes me homesick.
Yeah, I don't think Gaspard's behind this. He seems not smart enough to pull this off. I feel like whoever's going after would be framing Gaspard with the emissary thing. Anyways, Mad Emperor Reveal. Modern history often forgets that Mad Emperor Reveal was at first celebrated as a military genius. Despite the warnings of his twin brother, Graydon, younger by a mere hour, he committed Orlais to an invasion of Ferelden, an invasion that proved wildly successful. In the Breath of One campaign, Reveal had expanded the reach of the Empire across all of the Southern Thedas and allowed the court to dream of achievement even greater heights. The victory came at a cost, however, and when Graydon's prediction of war with an opportunistic Navarre proved true, the Orlesian Chevaliers met a spectacular defeat. Everything you know about the history states that Grand Duke Gratian had nothing but his brother's best interests at heart. The man was a kind soul, much in love with his wife and many children, and, according to all letters recovered, vastly relieved not to be burdened with the throne. Reveille, however, went from reveling in the approval of the court to being the butt of jokes at the target of whispers. He was surrounded by courtiers who said his brother was behind the criticism, and rebellion in occupied Ferelden began. And as rebellion in the occupied Ferelden began, things grew worse. There was open talk of placing Gratian on the throne when Marquis Yvette, Reveille's mother, and a calming influence died and threw him into mourning. He snapped. Reveille ordered the assassination of Gratian and his entire family at their estate of Sablescent on the Feast of Ascension. Gratian, his wife, their 3 grown children, and 8 grandchildren, the youngest, Camille, only 8 months old, all slaughtered and thrown into a mass grave, their bodies burned. The brutal slaughter sent a chill through the imperial court, as even the emperor's own children feared to speak out against him. He became increasingly paranoid and began wearing armor every time he left his rooms. His health began to decline, but he refused to allow physicians of any kind into the palace. By 850, Blessed, Reveille refused to leave his rooms at all. His paranoia had grown so great that only a single cook was permitted to prepare his food. And only under the supervision of 10 chevaliers, he no longer ate anything but venison. And his health, unsurprisingly, was poor. In 851, Blessed, Emperor Reveille finally died, and upon entering his rooms, his sons found that he had boarded up windows and surrounded his bed with rows upon rows of daggers. Callista paces on the battlement over the lake. The sky is dark, she holds a cup of poison. Camilla is there, face veiled. The dawn is late. Camilla, I will not come again. Callista, I must hide neath the clouds. Camilla, it will not come again. Callista, the queen thinks you dead. Camilla, her back to the audience, faces Callista and removes her veil. Callista moans in fear. She drops her cup. From the setting of Light by Lumiere Bartlett. These lines are from a play said to have been about one of the strangest works of its times. Bartlett was a writer of small repute who died when a fire swept through his pauper's hovel. The setting of the light takes place in the mysterious city of Dim, implied to be another world that somehow becomes our own moon. Accidents, madness, and suicide plagued the first production, and some historians claim that the play's conclusion was at once so hauntingly beautiful and shockingly vile that it sparked the great riot of Valro in 452 Black. The truth will forever be a mystery, only 14 pages of the play remain. Interesting. Is that like the SCP with the cursed music sheet that causes whoever sees it to keep writing in their own blood until it finishes, but it's never finished?
That's the bell. I should get back to the ballroom. I should look around.
Is it true what they say? You're the Inquisitor, are you not? We heard stories of your accomplishments.
I'd wager I have better tales than anything you've heard.
I told you, Philippe. Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
I'm curious. What did you hear about the fight with the archdemon?
They say the army of the Inquisition fought a desperate stand at Haven against the forces of an old god. As the battle raged, you faced down evil incarnate. Spell against spell. Its forces had you trapped. And you cast down a mountain upon the archdemon and escaped.
Even if 1/10 of that is true, it's a remarkable feat.
If you'd like, Commander Cullen could give you all the details of that battle. He's in the ballroom.
Really? But I shouldn't leave my post.
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end. If we don't hear this story now, we'll never have a chance.
You're right. Thank you, Inquisitor. Let's go.
Let's make this quick. I don't know if the bells are going to be important. Philippe, move on the western wing of the palace when I send you 3 shots of brandy. Not taking any chances. Okay, so we've had a run around and we've gathered quite a bit more things to turn to Liliana. Nothing really interesting happened. Back to the ballroom.
Inquisitor Lavalin. We met briefly. I am Grand Duchess.
Ah,
Floriane
the
de
final
Chalon.
player.
Welcome to my party.
Why am I not at all surprised that you want to see me now?
This is Orlais, Inquisitor. Nothing happens by accident. I believe tonight you and I are both concerned by the actions of a certain person. Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Very well. Shall we dance, Your Grace?
I'd be delighted. Have the Dalish gained a sudden passion for politics? What do you know about our civil war?
I assure you, the effects of this war reach far beyond the borders of the Orlesian Empire.
Perhaps it does. I should not be surprised to find the Empire is the center of everyone's world.
It took great effort to arrange tonight's negotiations. Yet one party would use this occasion for blackest treason. The security of the Empire is at stake. Neither one of us wishes to see it fall.
Do we both want that, Lady Floriane?
I hope we are of one mind on this.
In times like these, it's hard to tell friend from foe. Is it not, Your Grace?
I know you arrived here as a guest of my brother Gaspard, and have been everywhere in the palace. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
Am I the curiosity or the concern to you, Your Grace?
A little of both, actually. This evening is of great importance, Inquisitor. I wonder what role you will play in it. Do you even yet know who is friend and who is foe? Who in the court can be trusted?
An excellent question. I might ask the same of you, Your Grace.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
I thought dangerous machinations were the national sport in Orlais.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes. In the Royal Wing Garden, you will find the captain of my brother's mercenaries. He knows all Gaspard's secrets. I'm sure you can persuade him to be forthcoming.
We'll see what the night has in store, won't we?
You'll be the talk of the court for months. We should take you dancing more often.
I'd happily do more dancing. Just not with Corypheus.
I promise not to invite him to your next ball.
Were you dancing with Duchess Floriane?
More importantly, what happened in the servants' quarters? I heard there was fighting.
I hope you have good news. It appears the peace talks are crumbling.
Yeah, I don't trust for one second that... Yeah, I'm glad that's an option, because I don't trust I don't trust her at all. She is... Aside from Celine, who is believably in charge at the moment. Like, she has a certain level of like charisma and confidence that she's well earned by this point. Gaspard seems like the easy person to pin things on, and I feel like the assassins would have picked up on that with the dead emissary and the very convenient plant happening. That was a very sloppy bait, for lack of a better word, really. Briala's got her own concerns, really. I get the feeling that she's... I feel like Briala needs Celine to live so that she can work for bettering the Dalish in the country. And Gaspard doesn't seem like the kind to work on that. But I'm glad that's an option, because Florian was very direct and seems to be the only one that's actually concerned that, hey, things might go wrong. Like, very much playing the help me damsel in distress thing, which no one else who's playing the game has that kind of, like, approach to it.
The Grand Duchess tried to convince me Gaspard is the traitor. but I'm not sure I buy it.
Florian and her brother are thick as thieves, but she would give him up in an instant to save herself.
Then, the attack on the Empress will happen tonight.
Warning Celine is pointless. She needs these talks to succeed, and to flee would admit defeat.
Then perhaps we should let her die.
You have an idea, Leliana?
What Corypheus wants is chaos. Even with Celine alive, that could still happen. To foil his plan, the Empire must remain strong. This evening, someone must emerge victorious.
And it doesn't need to be Celine. She's right.
Do you realize what you're suggesting, Leliana?
Sometimes the best path is not the easiest one.
You're asking me to decide what's best for Orlais.
More than that, whoever controls the Imperial throne will affect all of Thedas.
You cannot stop Corypheus without a decision. You must support someone, or all is lost.
Then we should support Celine. She is the rightful ruler. Why would we say otherwise?
Because she led Orlais to this point. I say Gaspard, provided his sister is wrong about him.
I would suggest Briala. She could bring true peace, not only to the Empire, but also to its elves.
This is, however, your decision, Inquisitor, not ours.
I'm not sure I like the idea of the Inquisition, especially like in this specific scenario, essentially choosing who takes control of a country. Gaspard, or if we have to make a choice, Gaspard is definitely out of the question. He's way too simple. Empress Celine is a fantastic politician by all rights, given the codexes we found on her and just, talking to her. Like, she outed Gaspard when she was only 16, really. Gaspard was, I don't know how much older than her at the time, but still. Briala, I feel like, would bring needed change. But there is... I don't know how she would do that on her own. Like, I don't think anyone would support putting Briala on the throne. She might have to work through Celine to do that, or work within it, I don't know. But...
How should I support Briala? I assume she can't be Empress.
Yeah.
She can't. She can, however, be the power behind the throne, with Gaspard.
True. She could never control Celine, not with their history.
So Celine dies and Gaspard takes the throne. Briala would need a way to control him, some kind of leverage.
What did Duchess Florian tell you?
She said Gaspard's mercenary captain is in the royal wing, that he knows about the assassination.
Which could be a trap.
Or a lead. Either way, you should search the private quarters in that wing for clues.
Then get me access. And in the meantime, get your soldiers into position.
At once. Be careful, Inquisitor.
I don't like the idea of putting Gaspard on the throne. Even if it is as a front for Briala.
Do Gaspard wants another bottle of brandy? We'd better have 2 or 3 at the ready.
Where is... There it is.
Oh, sweet Gérard. My 5th husband fell to his death from the bell tower of the Grand Cathedral.
So many crimes of fashion.
Do you really think Briala should be given influence?
Celine has been in power long enough to expect support. If we secure her throne, she will be grateful. But such gratitude will pale beside that of one we raise up from nothing. Who is lower than the elf? If we place Briala in power, with Gaspard as her mask, her debt to us will be great indeed. And Gaspard will have the throne he has wanted. With conditions, of course. I suspect he will still find it gratifying.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
They'll never live this down.
Are all the glow things here? Maker, I hope not.
We meet again. Given any thought to what I said?
What exactly would the Inquisition get by moving things in your favor?
My spy network doesn't span just the Dales, Inquisitor. It spans the Empire. and even expands beyond its borders. Ears like these don't miss much. Help us, and the secrets of half of Thedas could be within your grasp.
We'll speak more later, Ambassador.
Another time, Inquisitor.
Liliana did bring up a good point that Celine, being the accomplished diplomat that she is, she did also get us in this position. I don't like the thought of us being a third party having the influence to govern other countries. That's a scary amount of power for one organization. I can blackmail either of them. Well, I mean, I can blackmail both of them, really. We'll see what happens, but both of them's in the Royal Wing, apparently. I might have to do one more scan across the guest quarters to see if anyone dropped anything else.
Are you all right?
I don't think I'm hurt. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
Briala told you to come to this wing of the palace.
Not personally. The ambassador can't be seen talking to the servants. We get coded messages at certain locations, but the order came from her. She's been watching the Grand Duke all night. No surprise she wanted someone to search his sister's room.
So this room belongs to Grand Duchess Florianne?
It used to. This had been her private room in Masquerade since she was a child. But this part of the palace was damaged, and the royal family moved to the guest wing.
What were you trying to find in Florianne's old room?
The message didn't say. I should have known it was a setup.
Is there anyone else who knows the code and the drop location who could have written those orders?
I don't know. Any of us could do it, but... No. No one else would send me here. It had to be Briala.
This wing is sealed. How did you get in here?
Easy. The door was unlocked. One of the others probably handled it.
There's a reason you distrust Briala. I want to hear it.
I knew her. Before. When she was Celine's pet. Now she wants to play revolution, but I remember. She was sleeping with the Empress who purged our alienage.
Something like that could destroy Briala, if it were known.
No. Some know she has a history with the Empress. But they believe she was just a favorite servant. If the Inquisition will protect me, I'll tell you everything I know about our ambassador.
Most Orlesians would say that's Celine's scandal, not Briala's.
Go to the ballroom. Find Commander Cullen. He'll keep you safe.
Thank you. Make her protect you, Inquisitor.
So either she was really trying to get rid of her, or Briala suspects Florianne, and Florian's the lead, the leak, as it were. And she had someone watching her room. Or maybe Florianne knew that this particular elf knew about certain other things and is also trying to frame Briala.
Trap. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, this has all the makings of a trap. Shortcut back. Why is there rift sounds happening?
You painted Orlesian assholes! When I get out of this,
Hello?
Inquisitor, what a pleasure. I wasn't certain you'd attend. You're such a challenge
Haha!
to lead.
Got it.
I had no idea if you'd taken my bait.
I fear I'm a bit busy at the moment if you were looking for a dance partner.
Yes, I see that. Such a pity you did not save one final dance for me. It was kind of you to walk into my trap so willingly. I was so tired of your meddling. Corypheus insisted that the Empress die tonight, and I would hate to disappoint him.
Why kill the Empress? What does Corypheus want to achieve?
Celine's death is a stepping stone on the path to a better world. Corypheus will enter the Black City and claim the godhood waiting for him. We will cast down your useless maker and usher in a united world, guided by the hand of an attentive god.
What exactly is in this for you?
The world, of course. I'll deliver the entire south of Thedas, and Corypheus will save me. When he has ascended to godhood, I will rule all Thedas in his name.
You're Orlesian royalty. Why would you help Corypheus attack your empire?
You think so small, Inquisitor. Why settle for an empire when Corypheus will remake the entire world? I admit, I will relish the look on Gaspard's face when he realizes I've outplayed him. He always was a sore loser.
At this point, I'd think disappointment was an old friend.
You poor deluded thing. You don't know half of what Samson and I have planned. And now I suppose you never will. In their darkest dreams, no one imagines I would assassinate Celine myself. All I need is to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. A pity you'll miss the rest of the ball, Inquisitor. They'll be talking of it for years. Kill him, and bring me his marked hand. It will make a fine gift for the Master.
Justice tits, what was all that? Were those demons? There aren't any more of those blasted demons coming, right?
Good eye. Those were definitely demons.
Maker bless me. Demons? How could there be demons in the fucking Winter Palace? I knew Gaspard was a bastard, but I didn't think he'd feed to fucking horrors over a damn bill.
Duke Gaspard lured you out here.
Well, his sister. But it had to come from him, didn't it? And all that garbage she was spewing doesn't mean anything. Gaspard had to be the mastermind.
Are we going to assume that the same thing happened to the other person?
You honestly believe you were captured, tied up, and thrown into a death trap because of a bill?
When you put it like that, it seems a bit odd.
Oh my god.
The Duke
Of course you
wanted
work
to
for
move on
him.
the palace tonight, but he didn't have enough fancy chevaliers. So he hired me and my men. He had to offer us triple our usual pay to come to Orlais. Stinking punsy cheesemongers.
Want a new job? One that pays better? The Inquisition can always use a good mercenary company.
You hiring? I'm game. Anything's better than this bullshit. You want me to talk to the Empress or the court or sing a blasted song in a chantry? I'll do it.
Okay. Well, I was right about Florian. Lovely. We should probably hurry back to the ballroom. Why would Florian go through the trouble of taking out people that work for Briala and what's his name, Gaspard?
We can only...
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
Wait here, Cullen. I'm going to have a word with the Grand Duchess.
What? There's no time. The Empress will begin her speech any moment.
We have the court one more show, Your Grace.
Inquisitor?
The eyes of every noble in the Empire are upon us, Your Grace. Remember to smile. This is your party. You wouldn't want them to think you had lost control.
Who would not be delighted to speak with you, Inquisitor?
I seem to recall you saying all I needed was to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. When your archers failed to kill me in the garden, I feared you wouldn't save me this last dance. It's so easy to lose your good graces. You even framed your brother for the murder of a council emissary. It was an ambitious plan. Celine, Gaspard, the entire Council of Heralds, all your enemies under one roof.
This is very entertaining, but you do not imagine anyone believes your wild stories?
That will be a matter for a judge to decide, cousin.
Gaspard? You cannot believe this. You know I would never... Gaspard?
It is a bit satisfying. She was just... She openly admitted to working with Krivis and she tried to kill me. But I'm not sure this is the time or place for me to do it. But I'll do it anyway.
At least this time, justice will be swift. Your Imperial Majesty, I think we should speak in private. Elsewhere.
Your sister attempted regicide in front of the entire court, Gaspard.
You're the spy master. If anyone knew this atrocity was coming, it was you.
You don't deny your involvement.
I do deny it. I knew nothing of Florian's plans. But you knew it all and did nothing.
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing, or that you're trying so hard to play innocent and failing.
Enough. We will not bicker while Tevinter plots against our nation. For the safety of the Empire, I will have answers.
I wouldn't have caught Florian in time without Briala's help.
You were working together?
Of course.
We just said that Florian framed him for that, so I can't go with that.
Thanks to Briala, Gaspard's mercenary captain will testify that he hired men to infiltrate the palace.
Hired thugs? I didn't expect you to stoop so low, cousin.
Don't be naive, Celine. The only difference between a mercenary and a common soldier is a uniform.
Keep talking, Gaspard. Eventually, you'll convince somebody.
There were also the threats Gaspard made to the Council of Heralds to bully them into giving him the crown.
Gaspard is a bully. Is that the worst you can say of me?
We've all heard enough to damn the Grand Duke.
Thank you, Inquisitor. There can be no doubt of your treason, Gaspard.
No, it seems there cannot.
Briala found all of this out for your sake, Celine.
In light of overwhelming evidence, we have no choice but to declare you an enemy of the Empire. You are hereby sentenced to death.
I mean, he was already running a civil war against it. I mean, is that not enough too? I don't know. I'm tired of these. I'm tired of the game. I want to go home to my lovely little fortress with my room. I'm done. I'm done. It's just...
I think Ambassador Briala deserves some reward for uncovering all this.
For this service to the Empire, Briala, your previous treachery will be pardoned. But you will have to live in exile.
You're too kind.
Thank you, Inquisitor, for all your efforts tonight. I owe you my life, and Orlais owes you its future. You have done a service for the Empire never to be forgotten, my friend. This peace is your doing. You truly are the instrument of Andraste. Orlais will never forget your part in this, nor will I. Lords and ladies of the court, the civil war which has plagued us is at an end. The Orlesian Empire is whole again. Those who drove us into war for selfish gain have been dealt with as traitors. Gaspard de Chalon is guilty of treason. He is no longer our cousin and shall never again hold title or land in Orlais. We have lost enough. No more! Now, we can move forward to healing and restoration. In our hour of need, the Inquisition has faced these dangers beside us. It is the honor of Orlais to stand with Andraste's herald to end this crisis. And in ages to come, our children and grandchildren can say that we left them a brighter world. Will you address the court, my friend?
Our enemy is clever. He manipulated the highest-ranking members of the court. If we want victory, we will have to fight him in more ways than one.
We of the court must use our resources. Not every battle is won on the field, but that is tomorrow. Tonight, feast, my friends. Enjoy our victory. There will be many more to come.
The Orlesian nobility make drunken toasts to your victory, and yet you are not present to hear them. Do you tire so quickly of their congratulations, Inquisitor? 'Tis most fickle, after all your efforts on their behalf.
Everyone suddenly wants to talk to me. You, at least, I'm glad to see.
Then I have happy news, as you shall be seeing a great deal more of me.
Yes!
By imperial decree, I have been named liaison to the Inquisition. Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid, including mine. Congratulations.
I had no idea you were interested in joining the Inquisition.
The assignment has been given to me, regardless of my personal interest. Celine knows you face an opponent who wields great magical power, which is far more important than her own curiosity. You will require my knowledge if you are to defeat such magic. Regardless, Corypheus is a threat to Orlais and to myself. Thus, I am not opposed to the appointment.
What skills do you have that would benefit us?
I have knowledge which falls beyond the realm of most mages. I suspect this is also true of Corypheus, thus it behooves you to add to your arcane arsenal, yes? Mundane knowledge will not bring the rift in the sky to a close, after all.
When you say knowledge beyond the realm of most mages, do you mean blood magic?
I know many obscure, forgotten, and forbidden arts. Some of it you might consider blood magic, yes? But I suspect that you do not fear Maleficarum as much as the common folk do.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
What is it with the female models and slouching? It's a little awkward.
There was an ancient dowager looking for you. Said she had 12 daughters. I told her you'd left already. You can thank me later or now. But you look lost in thought. Something on your mind?
I'm just worn out. Tonight has been very long.
You won. You saved the day. Literally, the day is saved. You should be celebrating. Enjoy yourself while you can. What you need is a distraction. I have just the thing. Let's dance.
I was hoping you'd ask.
Thank goodness one of us has a little initiative.
Come on, get in the middle of the dance floor. Give everyone something to talk about.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Make us mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However, I will see to this matter as soon as possible.
My Lord Inquisitor. Please, may I have a word with you?
How may I assist you, revered mother?
With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine. We cannot answer it without the left and right hands of Divine Justinia V.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Leliana and Seeker Cassandra cannot be spared from their duties.
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will not be harmed by the loss of just 2 souls.
Why do you need Liliana and Cassandra?
They were Her Holiness's most trusted advisors. They represent her legacy, her hopes for peace in Thedas. They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
You must think very well of them to suggest such a thing.
Lady Liliana and Seeker Cassandra were Justinia's most trusted friends and advisors. Our late divine is still held in high esteem. To honor her, the Grand Clerics might support one of them as successor.
How long does the Chantry need them?
Several months, at least. If one of them is crowned divine, she would not be returning to the Inquisition.
Liliana and Cassandra would have to make that decision for themselves.
And they certainly will, at a later date. The Inquisitor has only just returned and has important business to attend to. You must excuse us, revered mother. Don't let them detract from your victory at Alam-Shiral. We've beaten his wardens and stopped his intrigues. Soon, Corypheus will have no place to hide. Cullen is hoping to press our advantage. We'll plan our next attack when you're ready.
Okay, and with that, I think I am out of time for this episode. So we'll have another round of catching up with the characters. I believe Morrigan is set up somewhere around here. We can go have a chat with her. And then figure out where we go from there. So until next time, my name's been Pt.2. Remember to leave a like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.